President Trump has broken many negative records. He has the most false statements and lies by a sitting president, the highest vacancy and turnover rates for several key departments, and now he's actually breaking some new rhetorical ground. He swears in public more than any other president, the New York Times even dubbing him the profanity president. As a longtime performer and self-appointed kind of improvisational shock jock, Donald Trump has a keen sense of where the line is even when he crosses it. For example, as we get into some of these swearing controversies, consider this. He leans more on light cuss words like crap and hell and damn, while then sprinkling in the kind that we literally have to bleep out.
You people don't care who the hell they are.
I fired his ass so fast.
It's bullshit, okay?
This is the worst damn stage I've ever seen. You bring your whole damn family, whoever the hell you are, I love you. They make the crap right there.
Now, this is unusual for a sitting president, but Donald Trump has long cast himself, of course, as an outsider in business and media, and he was swearing long before he got into politics as well as on the campaign trail.
Get that son of a off the field right now.
She said he's a We'll beat the out of them. Let them beat the out of ISIS also. He gets the nomination, they're going to sue his ass off.
Whoever the hell brought this mic system, don't pay the son of a to put it in. You shouldn't pay the best, sir. I would bomb the out of him.
You bet your ass I'd approve it. You bet your ass.
I don't give a damn. You can tell them to go themselves. It's political.
Our country's going to hell. It's going to hell.
Listen, you mother.
This is real stuff. Now, you could say he does it to get attention. We're here dealing with it, but it also shows you part of the way that Donald Trump appeals to his supporters and how he's positioning himself. Now, a couple quick points. Number one, few are claiming, let's get this out of the way, that language choice is the top list of issues for America or a president, obviously. And I'll also note that past presidents famously, repeatedly swore in private. From Lincoln to LBJ, dirty words are nothing new, as a Rolling Stone report on that whole issue has noted. But there are also some receipts here that do matter. Number one, many current Trump supporters used to protest exactly the kind of language you just saw from the president they now loyally support. One example would be, of course, in the religious side, and it may be genuinely felt. Take evangelical leader Billy Graham. When he learned about his favorite President Nixon swearing in private, he said this. He was hurt by President Nixon and the things he said when the Watergate tapes came out. He'd never heard President Nixon cuss, use profanity. So that was a shock to him, and he felt a little bit betrayed by that. Let me repeat that. A little bit betrayed by the fact that Nixon privately used that language. My point here is not to referee whether that was the right reaction or not, but there's hypocrisy for any such religious leaders who won't even mention Donald Trump doing this in public. And you may remember how leaders in the Republican Party, and I should note some Democrats, were leading very high-profile efforts in the 90s to crack down on obscene language in music and film. That's why we have those parental advisory labels and a lot of other stuff. Now, let's get into what Trump's doing here. This has become so common, people analyze it. There's even a thing called a swearing expert, Melissa Moore, who's an author that wrote a book about this, and she analyzes it as part of Donald Trump's careful image making, that it's all strategic because he creates an impression by swearing that he's saying what he thinks and, quote, telling it like it is. Now, other presidents have used this type of language behind the scenes. George W. Bush was once overheard at a campaign event in 2000 calling a reporter, get this was a scandal at the time, calling a reporter a, quote, major league a-hole. Or President Obama, he was known in private to sometimes use profanities. The public may not have known about this much until he admitted it actually himself in a 2015 Jerry Seinfeld interview. This was near the end of his presidency.
Does it help with your stress level? Because I'm going to say help. This son of a bitch, this rat bastard comes in here, and it really you blow off a little steam, right?
Yeah, bad stuff or stupid stuff is happening constantly, right? Every day. So you have to be able to just make fun of. Wow, that.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
That was even dumber and more annoying than usual. That's when cursing is really valuable.
The president's saying cursing is valuable for venting. But with Trump, it's public. The New York Times' Peter Baker compares him to a shock jock. Howard Stern explains this kind of talk is what Trump uses to connect.
I knew he was a good communicator. And what do I mean by good communicator? He talked like a dude. He just knew how. He knew the audience. He knew how to play to them. And they liked him.
They liked it. And people are free to choose to like it. The point is, as Donald Trump swears his way to different types of headlines, we should keep in mind the hypocrisy of some of his supporters, the double standards and what counts for a scandal these days, and we should decide whether we want to patrol for more or less of this in public life, even if it's not the biggest issue in the world. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.